Hey, what's good, Eagle family, Eagle gang, Eagle Nation? This your boy Moochie Robinson coming in with another live video. Definitely got a special guest, Helen from the DMV. He's not a Washington team fan either. He's a Eagle fan. You know what I'm saying? Bird Gang Media. My
Absolutely.
let me see. Oh my fault. Pablo Gary, what's good with you?
What's going on, man? I'm excited, man, to be here. We inching closer and close to the draft, man. So whenever I get an opportunity to, talk about the Eagles and, join with a fellow Eagle content creator, man, it's always going to be, good vibes and a good time. So
Definitely, definitely. So how y'all feel? How you feel about the Eagle situation now? Like, far as let's get into it. Far as with Nick Sirianni after his press conference, we definitely gonna get in with Howie Roseman, but Nick Sirianni first. Tell me what's good with that.
uh well, I think universally everybody was kind of caught up on his comments, the rock, paper, scissors shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of threw me off. But I think Nick Sirianni, he kind of gave the Eagles fan base a breath of fresh air, right? When you talk about, when Doug Peterson would come up and he talk, in his press conferences, he wasn't really, not that he wasn't passionate, but it's just good to get a change of scenery, so to speak. And I think there is going to be some growing pains, obviously, just with the Eagles media. We know that the Philadelphia Eagles media is probably the toughest in all of football. So
Facts.
it's going to take some time for him to get acclimated and all of that. But I think he'll be okay. I just know the limitations that Howie Roseman, sort of has, and that kind of makes him move a little different. So, we'll see. We got a long season ahead of us to find out, what it kind of translates into.
All right. Well, what you feel about him saying that Jalen Hurts is not the starter? Now, before you say anything, I think it's a bunch of jokes because I got the hat on. Shout out to Lord Brunson. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Hurts season hat on. I'm pretty. Before you get into it, I know he's probably sitting back. I'm talking about Hurts now. Probably sitting back, laughing, eating popcorn, saying "Let's ball." You know what I'm saying? Like I know he
yeah.
can't wait to. I mean, far as with Joe Flacco, I mean, let's be real. So and whoever, hopefully, we don't grab a quarterback in the 12th pick if we stay at 12. But I mean, as of right now, Sirianni got to be a big joke when he says that.
Yeah, and so I got like a few different perspectives on it. So like when I thought about it first, I'm like, why would he make that comment, right now? Knowing the kind of kid that Jalen Hurts is, you see the kind of work that he's putting in. He's not, out here just doing anything. He's in Texas, with the young wide receivers trying to get right doing this thing. But I also look at it from this perspective too, is the Eagles this season, $33 million is going to Carson Wentz, so he will not suit up this year. So I believe what's happening and what we're seeing is a team that's like, Jalen, we want to, anoint you the guy. That's why we traded back to the 12th pick. But then also we got to make sure you the guy, because we don't want to have another Carson Wentz, situation where we're paying more money and then you're not going to be here. So I think they're trying to tread lightly, which I do respect. But I think the Eagles have got to get back on the right side of just going with your gut and going what you feel. The kid showed you what you can do. We gotta pick somebody. We gotta go. So
Now, when you say we got to pick somebody, far as who do you think we're going to pick? Far as do we need a wide receiver in the first, cornerback, or are you thinking that they really going to go with a defensive tackle in the first round?
I hope we don't go with a defensive tackle, but when you look at so this is a very interesting season for all Eagles fans, because we're used to heartbreaks around this time, right? In 2019, when we drafted Andre Dillard, we could have had Marquise Brown, right? And Andre
Yeah.
Dillard, he's a bust. You can even go all the way back to 2011. Who saw Danny Watkins, a 26, 27-year-old firefighter, being taken in the first round? So for me, when I look at it, I say to myself, my draft board is okay. My top three guys, I'm going, I'm going Devontae Smith, I'm going J.C. Horn, and I'm going Micah Parsons. Those are my top three guys, because we could argue all day long which position the Eagles should kind of go after, because the truth of the matter, Moochie, is this: the Eagles are very thin at a lot of different spots. So we just have to get a guy. We just need to be Howie. Just can't be Howie, right? He has to let those the scouting department and let those guys do their job. When they say pick this guy, you just come downstairs from the cafeteria and you start getting these guys signed on contracts. So for me, I'm okay with the Eagles going wide receiver. I'm okay with the Eagles going cornerback. I'm okay with the Eagles going middle linebacker or something like that. So, we got some holes on this roster that we got to fill for sure.
That's amazing to me because at the same time, let's say if me and you were both for scouts, and
Mm-hmm.
we've been scouting for 4 months, and out of the 4 months, as of right now, everybody was talking about Jamar Chase. Everybody was talking about a wide receiver. I mean, we was so high on Jamar Chase, like it was no other. Now all of a sudden, we go from Jamar Chase to Devontae Smith. Then we going
Mm-hmm.
back and forth. Then all of a sudden, now they want to
Right.
pick a quarterback. Like
Right.
I just didn't like how, especially like last year, just like with Howie Roseman, when they was drafting linebackers, telling them get this linebacker, get this person, get that person, and then
Right.
at the end of the day, he picks somebody else. And every time he goes to the podium, he always say, "We decided." It's not that we decided, you decided,
You decided.
and everybody mouth dropped. Again, we went from we went from the only people, the only person that they picked that was good was Miles Sanders out of AJ Arcega Whiteside. We was looking at DJ Metcalf, DK Metcalf for so long that we went to JJ. I didn't even know who JJ Arcega Whiteside was until I seen his film. I said, all right, you know what? Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he can take over the place of Jeffrey, and we can keep him keep it going. But then Carson Wentz, I guess he didn't like that position. That's why I get it now. I understand because Carson Wentz wouldn't talk for so long. Now that he stayed quiet, we had to nitpick it out of him, and he didn't even say it. It's just word of mouth from different analysts and reporters. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like we go from JJ Arcega-Whiteside, we get Miles Sanders was a good choice, and then I remember sitting there last year in the bedroom, and I'm recording it like, all right, who we going to get next? I'm
Yeah.
thinking Jefferson, but all of a sudden, Jalen Hurts, and my mouth dropped. I said, "Wait a
Mm-hmm.
minute, what's
Mm-hmm.
going on?" I understood the perception of it, but
Yeah.
don't do it in the second round. Like you could
Mm-hmm.
have, what I'm saying? We could have got another wide receiver or what have you. But again, I guess with this pick now, I think Howie, as much as everybody's saying wide receiver, I think Howie Roseman's probably saying, I got y'all enough wide receivers as it is. Nick
Mm-hmm.
Sirianni used to be a wide receiver coach. He could
Mm-hmm.
probably prep these wide receivers that we have now, which is cool. But now it's like they didn't do nothing last year. So is it because they got a new coach? He can evaluate them to better
Mm-hmm.
standards. I mean, JJ like Rhaegar, he didn't do so good, but because it's a new system, I'm pretty sure he's going to do better. So is it to say, all right, if I is Howie Roseman saying I'm wasting my time getting another wide receiver for y'all after I already done got y'all two within the last 2 years?
Well, first I want to say, hide your kids, hide your wife, because Howie is coming to town. This is his twin brother who does not know how to draft well. They try to keep him downstairs in the Lincoln Financial Field cafeteria, but he just finds his way up there in the draft the draft room. But honestly, if that is Howie Roseman's, if that's a direction where he wants to go, where he says, look, I'm going to work with the wide receivers that we have. Let's bring in a coach who can develop these guys. I wouldn't be mad at that. And here's why: is because when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles draft picks historically, we don't keep anybody. Go all the way back to 2011. Look at all the players that we've drafted and tell me from 2011 to 2020 how many players have is still on this roster. And so what that tells me is A, Doug Peterson didn't know how to develop players, or it's just somebody just doesn't know how to coach, man. So for me, I can buy that. I can subscribe to that. I could subscribe because I think Jalen Rager is a player. Like I really think he's a dog. Like I honestly feel like um if you don't, and it's hard, man, because when you see another player, and that's what hurts. It hurts because it's like, he was right there. I mean, he fell into our laps. You see a kid get 1,500 yards, break Randy Moss's record, and we could have had him. And you telling me we selling him for Jalen Rager? But I guarantee you, if you switch both of those guys, Jalen Rager probably would have had the same amount of success because you got to understand they traded away Stephon Diggs, so there was a role within the scheme for him to even get those amount of catches, and that was what's my guy name in Tennessee? Was not Brown. What's his name?
The college Tennessee or
No. Tennessee
AJ Brown?
Titans. What's his
AJ
name?
AJ Brown?
Yeah, and that's what AJ Brown was saying. He said, "Yo," because I think they did a versus, as far as wide receivers, and he's like, "Yo, you're not better than me because I have all these other receivers around me, and I'm still putting up the same amount of yards and production as you." He's saying all you got is Thielen, and you getting all the targets. You know what I mean? So I would be okay with that because what it tells me is the Eagles want to start developing, and we have to start proving to ourselves and to the football world that we can develop. When I look at Jordan Mailata, you talking about a kid who never played a snap he never
Right,
played anything.
right.
And now we're talking about him being a legit cornerstone of this offense. Development. So I'm with it. If you want to develop, because I believe too that Quez Watkins, you guys better watch out for that Quez Watkins. When he caught that ball, he took a step to the right and spin. I mean, this kid did a
Against the
360.
Cardinals.
Yeah, against the
Yeah,
Cardinals. I saw that
yeah.
move. More reps. If I'm a scout, more reps. That's all I'm saying. And so
Right.
when you look at the talent that we have players. We have players. We just have to get it out of these players. Get it out of these players.
So and on that note too, Justin Jefferson, he was very excited that the Eagles didn't draft him because he said I guess he had more opportunity in Minnesota. But like you said, because Diggs left and it was a different offensive scheme, that's why he had so much success. But I think if he was with the Eagles, Carson Wentz would probably still be here only because of what he done in college. Maybe, just maybe, I don't know, maybe 80%, maybe he would have stayed, but we never know. But shout out to Big Play Slay that's in the chat room. Shout out to Jalen Prince Price that's in the chat room.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all being in here. Um, so what you're saying is we have enough wide receivers, I guess, for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, do we have now? See, another thing too is
Because they
this year.
are rookies too, and they about to come into their second year. So
Absolutely. And we know historically rookies take a huge leap their second year. But there is some talent in the second and third and fourth round of these drafts, man. There is some deep talent, man. So I'm okay with us thinking that, hey, if that's Howie Roseman's mental, if he's like, well, nah, let's go corner. And the reason why I would be okay with corner, because you got to stop Amari Cooper. You got to stop CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb. You got to stop Terry McLaurin. You got to stop Curtis Samuel. You got to stop Kenny Galladay. There's too many number one wide receivers in the NFC East for the Philadelphia Eagles to go in this season and play around in that secondary. So honestly, just even talking through it now, I would probably prefer to go cornerback. Give me a J.C. Horn, who's a dog. That kid is a dog. You hear what I'm saying? Like, he ain't scared of nobody. And what I love about J.C. Horn is this. When I did my own personal evaluation on him, J.C. Horn Number one, his father torched the Eagles for so many years with the
Yeah,
Saints.
yeah.
That's
True.
number one. So he
True.
comes from that NFL bloodline, and then also with J.C. Horn, I've never seen he has quarterback like traits, and this is what I mean mentally, where he is confident, but he is patient at the same time. That is a recipe for success. And then you add a 4.3 speed to that. Come on now. I got to
Right.
have some dog. I got to
Right.
give me some dog now.
Now, so you're saying you would take him in the 12th.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely.
So and so because everybody's saying either wide receiver, then cornerback, or cornerback, wide receiver, and then what about Eric Stokes, because he's a 4-2 at the same time, and he could play that left. No, I'm sorry, excuse me. Yeah, because
Mhm.
yeah, he could play that left, and uh Slay is on the right. Now,
Mhm.
and before you answer that,
Yeah.
with big play Slay, right? Well,
Mhm.
when him playing, I wasn't really impressed with his last year's season. The only reason why I say is because with top receivers, DJ Metcalf, Asante Samuel, Adams from what's his name? Adams from
Devontae.
Devontae Adams, and it's one more. I just wasn't impressed with the play because
Darius Slay. Burnt toast.
I mean that explains it. But you was good with some cornerbacks, but with the main ones, you was just getting toast. I'm not hating on him, but you just that's what I'm saying. Like, and was it because it was Jim Schwartz?
um, Darius, I'm gonna just be honest. For me, he's a
Steve's in
play.
the building was good.
Oh, my bad.
What up,
Moochie, I
little bit?
think we broke up. You frozen on my
Stoppage.
end. Moochie, you there?
I'm pretty sure he'll come back. He'll come right back with it.
All right. We still live. We still live. All right. So we're gonna wait till Moochie gets back. If you are repping from the Bird Game Media channel, thank you so much for showing your love and support. Definitely run over to Moochie Reports page, like, subscribe, and share. I think we're back. Moochie, you there?
Oh, my fault. I apologize. I
You
thought.
good, man? You good?
Um, I'm glad you ain't go off. Yeah, I was about to say, oh
Yeah,
man, what's
nah.
going on? All right. What was the last?
We were talking about Darius Slay, and
Yeah.
so for me, Darius Slay, he had a. I mean, we all know he's a great player. We know his resume, and who he was in Detroit. But for some reason, he just didn't. For me, he didn't produce like the Darius Slay I'm used to. So the
From Detroit.
interception that. Say it again.
From Detroit.
Yeah. From Detroit. So when I think he had one interception against Dallas where he sort of flashed and kind of reminds you of the Darius Slay of young, but he's not a lockdown Darrell Revis kind of cornerback at this stage of his career. So there's no disrespect to Darius Slay at all, but he's not a lockdown cornerback, and I think we sort of got to adjust our thinking caps when it comes to realistic production that he can offer the Philadelphia Eagles going forward.
Well, again, like I said, when every time when I was watching him, I was so hyped that we had him that I'm like, all right, this going to definitely step the defense up. But when I see him, not enough bump and run for me, arms out, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of, up and down with the arm, but he stays with him. But then it's not like he's a hard hitter, but he just he stays with you, but then if he catch the ball, then you try to knock it out, but you still
Mhm.
make him get extra yard. You might throw him out of bounds, but it was like, come on, like what we doing? You
Yeah,
know?
see, man, I grew up on Lito Shepherd, bump and run in your
Yeah.
face.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up on Sheldon Brown, and it was a mentality. And I think for me, and that's why I like J.C. Horn, because he channels that. He channels that energy in that secondary. This secondary needs a shot of dog. We don't got dog. We don't got dog in this secondary. When you talk about, see, my thing with Darius Slay is this: the two things that I noticed the entire um season with Darius Slay was he was not going to stay with you on crossing routes, and he wasn't trying to tackle. He was making too many business decisions for me. I'm like, man, you got to get, man. I
Mm-hmm.
like to run through that TV and tackle somebody myself, And again, I don't want to harp on Darius Slay because he will make a play, and that's why we call him Big Play Slay. But see, we're just so we used to dogs, man. We're used to dogs, and I can't fault the Eagles fan base for wanting that out of Darius Slay. Again, I think Howie Roseman, if you looking back on it, we're not. If we're being honest, we're not getting to the Super Bowl in the next 3 years, so it's really waste of money. Honestly, he can, and that's not to take away from his leadership ability, the leadership that he can offer J.C. Horn, because that's something that Darius Slay is. He's a great mentor, and that's well known around the league. So, I think he can help us out, but it's limitations on his game. I think he's 30. So, he's slowing down a bit. He's slowing down a bit for sure.
So breaking news, right? Far as what I've heard, that because we had 12, and if we move up, we could go for Kyle Pitts. And if it's not Kyle Pitts, see, yeah. No, look, listen. I'm This is great news for me, right? But we dealing with Howie. They said either Kyle Pitts or maybe Trey Lance, as far as quarterback is concerned. That's
Mhm.
the reason why I kept saying Kyle Pitts is because you know uh Zach Ertz wants to get traded. So, and if he gets traded, he's gonna get traded on draft day, I believe. And if
Mm.
he gets traded, we might get a fourth or a fifth for him. So that was my only reason why I want Kyle Pitts. And then with Kyle Pitts, you could do so much with him. He could either be a tight end, you could turn him into a wide receiver. You can,
Mhm.
of course, he got a 4.2, 4.3 speed. So how do you feel about that situation? And again, I just don't understand. Or is it a smoke screen like what Joey Shakes was saying? Because we all saying quarterback, but that doesn't mean that might just take focus off a certain team. Like, all right, you know what? Let's see how much they bluffing, or we don't know if they are bluffing. Because again, if Howie Roseman, if I hear a quarterback in 12, or if we
Going
move up
on,
in 12, it's
going
just,
on.
you know what I forgot to do? I left it in my truck. I got a picket sign. You know what I'm saying? I'm out to draw. And if I swear to you, if we have a quarterback in the first round, I'm going down there. I'm recording myself saying fire Howie Rosen.
Hey, I'm gonna catch that mega bus right up there and take that little 3 hour ride. Be right alongside you. So look, man. When we're talking about Howie Roseman, there's always going to be a little bit of smoke. Always, just because Howie Roseman, that's just the kind of man he is. He doesn't. He never really wants to reveal exactly what he's doing. But I think it's apparent, to every Eagles fan in the world that the Eagles are not going to take a quarterback. If they were legitimately trying to target a quarterback, they would have stayed at 6. And even when they was at 6, it was rumors that we tried to trade up to 3. So what does he do? He calls his former colleague in Joe Douglas to say, hey, this is the guy I'm looking at. I'm looking at Zach Wilson. Is there any opportunity or chance that we can make a deal and we can get him? Joe Douglas says no. So he says, okay, well, let me double back and trade the pick and go down to 12. The Eagles will not pick a quarterback. It's not going to happen. Howie Roseman, he he's dumb, but he's not that dumb. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I don't know. I beg to differ because at the same time, now, what if Joe Douglas said, "Okay, you gonna give me a first for Zach Wilson?" Say no more. He'll go to three. Now, what if we got Zach Wilson? What sense would that make?
Yeah, I think the whole Zach Wilson thing, when I saw the report, I kind of was interested because I said I watched his tape. I seen the plays that he was making. It was a little magical. It was magical, but at the same time, um it was too Johnny Manzielish. It
I'm
was
glad
it
you
was it
said
was
that.
it,
I was
yeah,
about
it
to
was
do the same thing, or Baker Mayfield.
it was too Baker Manzielish, and I'm just like, guys, Jalen Hurts can do the same thing, and on top of that, has great character. You know what I mean? So, um, I don't know. I personally don't think we're going to be a quarterback. And see that right there, what you're feeling right there is what every Eagles fan is feeling, and it's because of Howie, dummy Howie, because his twin brother comes and we're supposed to be like, this is the player that he's going to get. There are other fan bases and fans for other teams that know exactly what their team is going to do. We've been hurt. We've been heartbreaking so much. It's like the best player, Devontae Smith, in terms of like he won the Heisman Trophy, guys. The last time I checked, that means he was the best collegiate player that year. The Eagles can't afford to try to get cute. Like, look at our draft picks. Look at who it's Marcus Smith in 2014. Do you know how many tackles he registered that year?
Mm-hmm.
Moochie, he only registered one tackle, and that was on special teams. So if you
Mm-hmm.
got somebody on the collegiate level that has broken even Jamar Chase's record, every record that you can possibly think of, that's the guy you got to go get. But let's get back to Kyle Pitts. For me, everybody knows I love me some Kyle Pitts, man. I really, really do. The kid is from Philadelphia. The kid is 20 years old. He's a matchup nightmare. Rare combination of size, speed, athleticism. He's a leader. I just love how he plays the game, his confidence, his body poise, his body control. Kyle Pitts is the next best thing. I think he's. I just think I want to say he. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done. But I know the kid hasn't played one snap. But what I will say is this: for me, if I'm the general manager, Bird Gang Media and Moochie Report, if we up there and they're asking us, what are we going to do? Howie Roseman said, I'm going to slide the draft card to you guys. I'm sitting there saying to myself, okay, I already extracted a first round pick for next year. So I got 3 first round picks for next year. I have a first this year, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay. We need to do whatever it takes to go get Kyle Pitts. Because if you truly believe in Jalen Hurts, you need to get him a reliable target. Whenever the pocket breaks down, he got a 6'6" wildebeest sitting right there. And see, the thing that I love about Kyle Pitts, and probably why I would take Kyle Pitts try to go that direction and getting Kyle Pitts over sitting at 12 and waiting for Devontae Smith if he comes there, is because there's cornerbacks in the National Football League are great. I'm sorry, I got a notification right here. Sorry about that. Cornerbacks in the league right now across the board are very, very good. But when you talk about linebackers, there are not too many. What's the linebacker from the Buccaneers? Devin Whites. You don't have a lot of Luke Kuechly's. You don't have a lot of those linebackers that the NFL at the linebacker position in terms of athleticism has not evolved as quick as the cornerback position. So that means that Kyle Pitts is going to feast. You're 6'6", and you run a 4.4, you're going to check a linebacker that runs a 4.9. Okay, we'll take advantage of that. He is able to take advantage of cornerbacks who are smaller, linebackers who are slower. He is a Swiss Army knife that the Philadelphia Eagles, we need. And then, wait a minute, guys. Let's not forget about Dallas Goedert. You pair those two guys up, it's over. Kyle, and so that's why I love about Kyle Pitts too, not to get long with it, is Kyle Pitts, what he does is he opens things up for other players. Okay, you got Kyle Pitts demanding a double team. Let's say he's going on a 10-yard in, and then you have Jalen Rager coming down doing a drag route. Well, that linebacker and that safety, they're not leaving off of Cal Pitts. So guess what? Now Jalen Rager has a little bit more room to wriggle. And then guess what? Once you forget about Jalen Rager, you got Miles Sanders on another linebacker who runs a 4.8 who can't check him. Now you throwing the wheel route. So it's all about matchups, and it's all about getting a player who can make it difficult on another player and being able to command double teams. Kyle Pitts is a player who commands double teams. Devontae Smith, he's great in offense, but I don't know if he can command double teams.
I mean, we can't always say that because who's the wide receiver that you just got finished naming that's with Baltimore?
Marquise Brown.
Yeah. So at the same time, they all said he was small. I said, yo, he would be great for the Eagles. Everybody kept saying he's small this, he's small that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but he's speed. Look at his speed. And look at what he has done. And look at the comparison with him and Lamar Jackson. Are you serious?
Yeah.
And they're top tier. They every I see him on the gram, they always in pictures together. So imagine them how they talking like routes and all. I got you, bro. Yeah, that's how you like. They going. It's going to be a dynamic with them for
But
years.
watch this. But watch this. Isn't it crazy to think about the Philadelphia Eagles? Because mind you, let's remember, we had the 30th pick. We traded out when we wanted. That was a Super Bowl year. Isn't it crazy to think that the Philadelphia Eagles could be sitting right here with Justin Jefferson, Marquise Brown, and Lamar Jackson? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I call that Howie heartbreak. It's a Howie heartbreak. Hide your kids, hide your wife. When you think he should everything, the noble stand up and right thing that it doesn't make sense. And because he's trying to be he's trying to be something he's not.
Well, that's what scares me because at the same time, he got to do right in this draft, and if he don't, it's like if we go. But so if he picks the right players, does that mean he stays for like another years?
That's a great question.
That's my whole point. If you pick the right person, does his contract go up 4 more years?
Mooch, I think that was probably the most intelligent question asked in the Eagle community. If Howie Roseman goes out there and every single player that he drafts produces this year, and they have this is an all-star season, does he stay or does he go? Wow. I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave it up to your viewers to answer that one, man. That's a video in itself.
I mean, I would still say, listen, thank you for your services, but
we appreciate it.
But
got to go.
After all the ridicule that they have gave Doug Peterson, because at the end of the day, I don't care how you say it, Doug Peterson still won you a championship or Super Bowl, man. At the same time, after what he said, because remember when Frank Wright, they wanted to let go of Frank Wright, and because of Frank Wright, I believe it's because what got them to Super Bowl. We went like 11-5 that year. I just wish and I just pray that Carson Wentz never got hurt, because if he never got hurt, we were still going to win the Super Bowl, point blank, period. That's how I feel. There's no way you're going to tell me that Nick Foles sat there the whole entire time because we didn't believe in him. Once Carson Wentz left after his injury, we said, oh, man. But, of course, everybody keeps saying Nick Foles won. I understand that. But at the same time, look at the offensive scheme, all because of Frank Wright. So imagine if we had fired him. But who was it? It was Doug Peterson that stood and said, nah, listen, we're going to give him another chance. And what you do, got him another chance. That's why they got a ring. So now, I just would, for some reason, it just tells me I just wish Frank Wright would have never left. I mean, if he would have never left within these last 3 years of us being garbage like this, and you always know how to read a person after a certain amount, period of time. Like with Doug Peterson, the way how he kept coming in with that corny, with that corny, when Jalen Hurts come in, what's the it's not a catfish run. It's the when he comes in and the Wildcat, that corny Wildcat. You know what I'm saying? So it's like every time when he came in, when Jalen Hurts run up, they all be like, oh, why we know it. He either running the ball because he's not throwing it. You know what I'm saying? So he was always predictable.
Yeah, but you know what? See, Doug, what I'm learning, man, is the NFL is a very, very political business, as we all know. Very political. Doug Peterson at the time, I believe, he didn't want to rub, Carson Wentz's feathers the wrong way, right? So you
He's
see
the head coach.
right, and for me, that's why I don't. The Carson Wentz, I could talk about him all day long because it's just the. I'm gonna just leave him alone, but
What about and before you say that, he's a God fearing man too.
yeah,
Carson
yeah,
Wentz.
yeah, yeah,
That's the thing. You talk about Jesus, and you know what I'm saying, that's great. I love it, but at the same time, it's still a discipline. You know what I'm saying, you're still the
it's,
player, and he's still the coach. So it's
yeah,
like whatever the coach say, you gotta still have to do. I mean,
yeah. So for me, I'm a man of faith as well, and that's why I'm like sitting back, sitting home, and I'm like, so you during the week, you trying to baptize guys, and then when we play Monday night, and because of your interceptions, we lose. You don't want to take accountability. It was too much. Like it's too much. He's a hypocrite. Like, bro, I can't rock with you because my thing is this, and this is why in Baltimore they love Lamar Jackson because it was one interview. And the interview was like, Lamar, you've been throwing interceptions. Your ball you haven't been as accurate as you typically are, and you caused the Ravens to lose the game. Lamar Jackson so fast said, you know what? He looked in the camera and he told the Baltimore Ravens fans, he said, I am the reason why we lost. If I would have put my guys in a better situation, we probably would have won the game. Faster than he could run his 40 time, he took accountability. And I could rock with Carson Wentz from here to the moon, bro. But when you can't look me in the eye, watch it. There's a report that said that Carson Wentz got to the Colts. He told somebody asked him a question. They said something about how did you leave the Eagles? Well, just what happened that caused you to want to leave? And he said, I have nothing to do with why I'm a Colt right now. You have nothing to do with why you're an Indianapolis Colt? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, just like all he says is, I just gotta look at more film, some more tape. I gotta
No,
get
no, no,
better.
no, no. Here's Lamar Jackson. And I'm glad you said that word, Moochie. I'm glad you said that. You said I. You said I. Lamar, this is Lamar Jackson. He says, I messed up. I threw the interception. I had the wrong read. Here's Carson Wentz. We got to watch film. We got to get better. Miss me with the we's. And so that's why I'm like, we got to get this guy out of here. We got to get him out of here. Howie Roseman, Jeff Lurie, Doug Peterson, they flew on a private jet. They went to North Dakota, wherever he's from, bought him the best steak possible, the best wine possible, and they gave him the keys way too early. You don't come to Philadelphia and think you're not going to work for anything. That's what we're built on. And so when you see Carson Wentz, when you put him at the top, and then you have everybody down here, that causes a divide in the locker room. A divide in the locker room. Because guess what? Nick Foles steps up to the plate. Players start playing faster. Jalen Hurts coming in. Guys are running crispier routes. I mean, they beating the drum at the top of the route. I mean, things you're coaching in high school, they bringing it back in the NFL. I mean, these are the things and the red flags that we as fans have to learn to see, because when you're a fan, you're just so, and that's what I learned. I was just so emotional but the older I get, I now put my political hat on. I put my, general manager hat on, my fan hat on, but we gotta start evaluating and see the Carson Wentz situation. Carson Wentz was not mentally tough. He's not mentally tough. He's not built for Philly. And I'm just hoping moving forward that the Philadelphia Eagles are not just taking guys because of talent, not just taking guys because of arm strength, not just taking guys because of whatever. I don't care about what the Redskins are doing. I don't care about what the Cowboys are doing, the Giants. I don't care about their evaluation process. The Philadelphia Eagles, hey, you run a 4-2, but if you run a 4-2 against the Cowboys and there's 5 seconds left and Jalen Hurts throws it up to you and you were wide open and you drop the ball, will you melt when the Eagles fans tell you you need to leave? That's what I'm concerned about. Because
Mhm.
you can't run a 4-2 if you can't wake up, if your mind won't let you wake up because
Right.
you're just mentally distraught. You can run a 3-9. But if you can't handle the Philadelphia media, I don't want you. Hence, give me JC Horn. Give me JC Horn because he know what it's about. He gonna look you in your face and say, let's get it. I'm here today. Come on, man. What man? That just tells you about his mental. What man? See, I pay attention to detail. What man lines up against Devontae Smith or any cornerback in college, and doesn't even, he has a mouthpiece, but he doesn't even put it in. That's different. I don't need it.
Yeah,
What he
yeah,
said,
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
What he's saying is, I know the NFL requirements. I know they said we got to have it, but I don't need it. And watch it. And so, even if we don't get Kyle Pitts, who did Kyle Pitts say in his interview was the best defensive player that he went against?
Yeah,
J.C.
yeah,
Horn.
yeah.
Give me Horn. If I can't get Pitts, give me some Horn corn.
That's the same thing with Patrick Sertan. So, like he did him dirty. Like he just went and he ran the field with him. Like
Yeah,
he made him dog poop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, stumped him dead in his tracks. I mean, he couldn't stop him. That's why I was like, wait a minute, this guy, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough because at the same time, like the Cowboys and the Giants, they picked before us, and Jerry Jones, he's so highly on Kyle Pitts, it's not even funny. I mean, at the same time, I read an article where his mindset, Jerry Jones' mindset, is to the point where I like a Super Bowl, but I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned about filling up these seats and selling so much merchandise. So with Kyle Pitts, he said if Kyle Pitts come to Dallas, he's going to rack up because you got Dak Prescott. He's coming back off of an injury. Now he's the highest paid quarterback with 140. Well, as
mhm.
far as getting more than Carson Wentz, and as far as him being a fourth rounder, that's amazing. Even though again, fly Eagles fly, I bleed green, but at the same time, I still give respect where respect is due. So I just can't have Kyle Pitts being um on the Cowboys because just like how they wanted Dallas Goddard, we go
Yeah,
at Dallas Goddard from them. So I mean, just it just if they like I said, if they do pick him, let's make sure we get JC Horn, or just make sure we get the right person because this is going to be it's going to be crazy.
yeah. I want to shout out one of my loyal followers on Bird Game Media. His name is Daniel Hilt, and we had a private conversation about how both of us were scared if the Cowboys get Cal Pitts. Man, I'm telling you, that's going to be a nightmare. You talking about Zeke? You talking about Dak? You talking about Amari Cooper? You throw Cal Pitts in that thing? That is scary. But the thing about it is. The Cowboys, their process and their thinking is already off. You're not going to sit there and then they're going to come. No, you have to go get Kyle Pitts. A player like him, you don't just wait for him to drop because you won't ever get a chance to go get him. Um, but yeah, the Cowboys, and so I believe that Howie Roseman, he's not going to. I don't believe Howie Roseman is going to let the Cowboys do that because number one, you hurt your defense when you let Kyle Pitts go to the Cowboys because we don't
Man,
have anybody who
yeah,
Nate who Eric Wilson. I love you, brother. Can't cover him. Davion Taylor. I know you ran the 4-4. Can't cover him. You're still young. You're still wet behind the ears. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. We don't have nobody to check them. Oh, I'm scared. Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
real
I'm
quick,
scared.
let me shout out Philly Talk Podcast, Philly
Oh
Mike.
yeah.
What's good with you? Thank you for coming in. But
Salute, Philly Mike.
yeah, man. You don't think so? Imagine if Kyle Pitts is on the other side. You're really telling me that Eric Wilson? Well, so put it like this: if he's on Dallas or just on the other side of the ball, as far as with the Eagles defense, I guess he would torture us in his first year. You think? And you know what? That's another thing.
Uh huh.
Now that everybody kept talking about Kyle Pitts, I'm not dissing, but every time he had his helmet on, I thought he was like, I didn't even think he was black. I thought he was like Mexican
Mm,
because of the way how I see. You know what I'm saying? Like, this not a diss. It's just I always seen him with his helmet on, and I say that to say this. Not 4 years ago, but maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I never knew that he played for Tech High School. And when
mm,
I say that, I used to go to King. I'm telling you, I'm about to tell you my age. But when I went to King, Tech, it just started when I was in the 10th grade or the 11th grade. And my
mhm.
man was like, yo, Tech, it's this new African school. Just, we should go through this and third. But, King was at, if you, are you familiar with Philly?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Well, all right. So I'm from Uptown. So I went
Okay.
to King High School, and Tech was like, maybe it wasn't West Oak Lane, but maybe Alany section. Oh man, Drexel Hill area, University.
Okay.
So when it first opened up, there were trailers. It was like maybe like 6 trailers at the time. And at
Hmm.
that time, he was like, yo, we need to go through. You know what I'm saying? The education is, is lit, is there, this, and the third. I said, not a problem. But then the problem was the times was different. They would start like around 8:30 and get off at 5 o'clock at night. So I'm like, whoa, that's too much education for me. You know what I'm saying?
Working adult.
Right. And then on top of that, this is the time when I was playing football. I thought I was a fullback and get doing my thing, but I thought I was going, I thought I
Right.
needed football at high school to go to college and this, that, and the third. So
Hmm.
this time it was trailers. And more and more that, once I graduated, went to college and all that, then they built a new school and all of a sudden they got a football team.
Mm.
You wouldn't believe that I actually seen Kyle Pitts, but I never knew that was Kyle Pitts, you know, uh, playing football the whole entire time. I mean, he was already tall, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, again, he always had his helmet on. He never took his helmet off. And it's like, it's just amazing that we talking so much that then my brother told me, yeah, he used to be at Tech. So
Mhm.
the whole thing is he's been in Philly. I mean, like you said, he grew up in Philly, went to Tech, then he went to Florida State. Excuse me, Florida. Is it University?
University of Florida.
Yeah, University of Florida for 4 years, and now, I mean, do you think it's safe for him to be in Philly too, as far as him being from Philly and to play for the Eagles?
I do. I do because the kid is a leader. And would so him even so he I think Penn State offered him. I believe Penn State he had the opportunity to stay in state, um, but his support system, right? Because sometimes we focus on the player, we don't put more attention on his support system. His support system knew that it would probably be better for him to go home I mean, not go home, but to go to Florida to kind of focus to be where he is today. But now he's in a different league. He's in a different he's in a league of his own, and I believe him coming back to Philadelphia would be better for him because he did an interview the other day, and I think it was with the Cowboys, and just watching him, he's not an arrogant guy.
Right.
He's a humble guy. He's someone. See, people that has and this is why people say like Skip Shannon say, you know, he can be a Hall of Fame player, and it's not because of what he's doing on the field. It's because of how he's wired off the field. See, Cal Pitts has great talents, but it's not his talents that's going to make him great. It's his mindset. MJ had the talents when they cut him in when he was in college, but it was his mindset that got the rings. It was his mindset that got him, undefeated. And so when I look and I sit and I evaluate Cal Pitts, his mindset is different. He has that Tom Brady esque like, okay, this is why I would go for Kyle Pitts because he has first round talent, but he has a seventh round mentality. He has a seventh round mentality, like y'all passed on me. He has a 256, like Mr. Irrelevant mentality. Like I
Okay.
know
Yeah.
I got game, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
show you I got game.
Right.
And so
Right.
that's how we got to start, even as fans, start evaluating these players. And that's where the Eagles messed up with Carson Wentz. He had first round talent, but he had a seventh round mentality. He had a 7. He had a Mr. Irrelevant mentality. When a man says, oh, and not to go back to Carson, but when a man says, it was just a quote that he said that I thought was very just childlike. He said, well, do you guys like me wearing number 2 with the Colts? If you don't, it doesn't matter because my wife and daughter is going to love it anyway.
Yeah,
Get out of Philadelphia, man. Get on the bus. Get on the mega bus. Shoot this man wherever. I mean, not shoot him, but like shoot him as like send him away.
yeah, I got you.
Wherever we're going to do it. But Kyle Pitts, man, he is a player. He's not a tight end. He's a unicorn. He can line up at tight end. You can put him in a slot. Imagine putting Kyle Pitts on let's just say Avonte Maddox if he was with another team. Avonte could do nothing with Kyle Pitts.
Facts.
A lot of teams slot cornerback. They're small. They're like what's the guy that we brought in free agency because he gave me his game glove the Super Bowl year with the Redskins when they played the Redskins. Patrick Robinson. Your third cornerback is small. You know they're quick, but he can't do nothing with Kyle Pitts. It will behoove the Philadelphia. We need to make a big boy move. We need a BBM. We need a big boy move in this draft. We don't got time to be sitting on our fingers. We don't got time to be biting our nails. We need to go and get the guy. The Eagles have the draft capital. We have the opportunity. And I want to propose a potential trade for the Philadelphia Eagles. What if the Eagles send their 12th overall pick to Atlanta and Zach Ertz and their third round pick. So the Eagles send Zach Ertz, their 12th overall pick, and their 70th pick overall for the 4th overall pick. I would even throw in the 3rd or 4th round for next year, just for fun, for giggles and laughs. But I think that'll give the Atlanta Falcons their tight end that they're looking for and give them X, because you got to think Atlanta could be sitting there saying, oh my God, we can get Zach Ertz and still bring in the Devontae Smith. Philadelphia, they may be doing something with that. You know what I mean? So if I'm the general manager, Zach Ertz out the door. You're going to Atlanta. We're sending the 12th pick and the 70th pick to the Atlanta Falcons so that we can go ahead and draft that beast, Kyle Pitts.
So do the Atlanta Falcons, they need a wide receiver or do they want a tight end?
See, the thing about the Falcons is they just brought in last offseason Hayden Hurst, who's no slouch. So that's why I believe they're not going to draft Kyle Pitts, because they're not a 12 personnel offense. Because what that does is so now you're only two wide receivers. They like to do trips right, bunches. They like to really air it out. And so if you implement a Kyle Pitts in your offense, that sort of takes away from the offense. You know what I mean? And that's why I believe he
Or was they going to go after what's his name? Justin Fields?
They could go quarterback. I believe they will go quarterback. And here's why. Matt Ryan, I just don't know. I mean,
I don't see it.
I don't. But so the real issue is, why haven't we seen it? Because you get a Calvin Ridley, you still got what's his name? Number 11. I'm tripping. Is my mind. They're top wide receiver.
Julio Jones.
Yeah, Julio. So you got Julio, you got Calvin, and we gave you Todd Gurley, and you still couldn't make anything happen. Oh no, man, we got to move off you. We got to move off you. We got to go a different direction. We gave you a running game. We brought in Hayden Hurst. We got you Calvin Ridley. You got a solid offensive line. You still got that wildebeest to the left of you, and you telling me you still can't make something. You can't cook nothing with this. If you can't take these ingredients and cook, you got to go.
True. All right, so we 54 minutes in.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we definitely 54 minutes in. Listen, wow. We definitely flowing. So overall, with the last couple minutes that we got, right?
Mm-hmm.
Overall, how do you feel? Like, where is this team going? And let's say if we got all the good picks, we're not going to name no names. Say if we got the good picks, how do you feel about Nick Sirianni, Stain Stanich, and Jonathan Gannon overall? Where are we going? Like, are we going? I'm gonna say, see, I would say 10-7, but I just don't know the office yet. I don't know. I don't really know nothing too much yet because we just don't know who we're going to get. And I feel that the defense is better because of Eric Wilson because we got the linebacker. I feel the the defensive line can be shaped up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we can bring in a lot of people from the draft, far as
Yeah,
third, fourth, and I'm saying the seventh and etc. Uh, if we was to have again, I don't know Jalen Hurts. I don't know if he's starting. So again, or starting. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
where you think we're gonna go?
Um, well, I want to say this: the Philadelphia Eagles aren't going anywhere as long as Howie Roseman is making the decision. I just want to say that, and I think any organization, you are what your head says that you are, and Howie Roseman has been at the head of all of this throughout the bulk of my upbringing, and for me, the Eagles if they want any success, the Philadelphia Eagles must do right by Jalen Hurts. They must do right by Jalen Hurts because you have a 22-year-old kid. You snatch a 22-year-old kid to the NFL and you put him in this situation. When the Philadelphia Eagles, see, we talk about being, Eagles, brotherly love. See, we got to show this kid brotherly love, man. That's not, you can't, this man, you bring him through all of this Carson Wentz garbage and you don't commit to him. He's committed to you. So the Eagles, because I'm telling you something, in 3 years, because he's a second round pick, which means they don't get a 5th-year option with him. If too high up, man, that's my guy, man. Bird Game Media follower. I'm sure he follows your channel too, man. He always asks great questions.
Salute to you. Too high up. Salute.
Yeah, salute to you, brother. Moochie, the Eagles got to do right by Jalen Hurts, man. He touches the ball every single down when he's on the football field. His character, his support system, his family, he is surrounded by good people, man. And if we can look at what he did just in the 4 games. In the 4 games. He fumbled a lot. He did this a lot. But see, when it comes to a black player, Moochie, if we can tell the truth as black men on this live, we don't get the extra yard that everybody else get. We threw him in there.
Yeah.
He's a rookie.
Right.
Let Carson Wentz throw an interception. He's just a rookie. He's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to black players, go out there and run, boy. Make something happen, boy. And so this is what I don't like. And I'll say this about Nick Sirianni. The Eagles and it's crazy because when Donald Trump said, and I'm not trying to turn this to a political thing and not like that, I'm just saying what he said. When our former president said, only bad things happen to Philadelphia, Moochie, tell me after he said that only bad things have been happening. Carson left, everybody left. You know what I mean? So this franchise, we have to submit who we are again. See, when you win a Super Bowl and you're not used to it, you begin to act brand new. You start feeling yourself. Oh no, we Philadelphia. See, the Eagles, we got to a place where we thought we arrived. We haven't arrived yet. And so that's why I got so much respect for Tom Brady. You win 7 and you still feel like you haven't arrived? That's greatness. So we have to sit there and say, Jalen Hurts, we see what you can do. Let's build around you and let's make it happen. I'm going to be honest. Nick Sirianni, he's okay. He's definitely a change of pace from Doug Peterson. And I love Doug. I actually met him once too. But a lot of people would have preferred to have Deuce Staley. Now, what I like about Deuce Staley, see, the thing about Nick Sirianni is your coach comes with an identity. I feel like we hired a coach, but we don't have an identity. Deuce Staley comes with an identity. You know what he did in the running game as a player. You know what he did. He helped us win a Super Bowl. Jay Ajayi doesn't do what he does without Deuce Staley. We brought him in 3 games before the Super Bowl. I mean, a few, maybe like 5, 6 games or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
So like, where's his credit? And I'm just saying, like, we should have did right by Deuce Staley. He should have been a head coach. When Miles Sanders sits there and tells you on his social media platform, he says, "I will run through a brick wall for Deuce Staley," and you don't bring him in. See, we just got to do it right. But I think Jalen Hurts, people were surprised with the second round pick. I wasn't, because I'm sitting there saying to myself, Carson Wentz is great, but if the man is not on the field, what y'all want us to do? And that's what Howie Roseman said. He said, "Look, I understand that you guys want a wide receiver, but," and this is what I love, that one of the things I love that Howie said. He said, "Listen, we can't keep putting this entire franchise on his back. So if Carson Wentz gets hurt, we're all just screwed." No, man. When the Philadelphia Eagles start to respect the quarterback position, when we start to put value in that position, Jalen Hurts is the perfect player because he's not arrogant. He's not cocky. All this kid wants to do is grind. All this kid wants to do is work. All this kid wants to do is be the best version of himself. And if you got a 22-year-old that's doing that, and you can't look yourself in the mirror and say, "You know what? Let's go get him a Kyle Pitts. Let's go double back and get," because we can still grab a Asante Samuel in the second round. Let's go out there and get a Jabril Cox. Let's really piece. And I want to say this before we get off this live. To every Eagles fan right now, we may seem far away, but if Howie Roseman, like you said earlier, Mooch, if Howie Roseman can hit on these picks, watch how fast this thing turns around. Watch how fast it turns around. Because Hurts, he is the future franchise quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. It all starts with him.
Bet. Well, we had an hour mark. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming on live. This is my first live.
Absolutely.
It went well. You know what I'm saying? Good conversation, good energy. Definitely more to come. You know what I'm saying? We're 4 days away. Hopefully, until the 2021 draft. Hopefully we make it out good. I mean, we got 11 picks. Hopefully everybody, they reevaluating everybody, making sure we get the right players.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And hopefully we do something this year that's good, tremendous. Because at the same time, we went 4-11 last year with a different process, with different coaches. Now we got brand new coaches. I'm pretty sure the fire is going to be lit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but until then, appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate, I got 2 people looking at us, but you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we growing, you know what I'm saying? So until then, I'm Moochie Robinson. This is Bird Game Media with Pablo Gary. So until then, I'm going to holla at y'all.
Yes, sir. Peace.